try something out. I decided to flip the camera around because usually I look at the camera and it's kind of distracting. So I'm trying this. I don't even know if this is recording or not. Hopefully it is. I don't know if it's capturing me like in the right, angle. But I just wanted to make this video to say that I don't know what I'm doing. And that's all right, because first step to knowing what you're doing is not knowing what you're doing. And then trying, or better yet, trying is not even a real word. It shouldn't be, at least. Doing is trying. And when I make these videos, I'm just like, man, hopefully I say this the right way, but that's just a perfectionist in me. I'm always looking to say things the best way possible. But I realize I'd rather say something than think about saying something and not saying nothing at all. So when I make any video, I'm always like, man, maybe I should write a script so I sound a little bit more on point. But I realize whenever I do that, it takes away the authenticity, because I'm an overthinker in addition to being a perfectionist, which I think are the same people. Perfectionist, overthinker, same type of person, as well as a procrastinator. But I digress. For me, the one thing that holds me back from really figuring out what I want to do is not doing anything. So even me just pressing the record right now is a little testimony to that same idea. And I really want to just continue to do things and figure it out along the way, rather than trying to have it all figured out and putting out my best piece of content, which I never know what's going to be a hit, what's not. Still trying to figure that out. So is the algorithm. I feel like the algorithm doesn't know where to put me. But I think right now, and this is just me kind of ranting a little bit, but I think for me, my biggest thing is I love music, but I also like developing myself and helping other people to develop themselves. So I've really been trying to find a bridge between the two, and it's kind of hard. I know it isn't. Like, things are usually way easier than you think. Everything is solvable. But I think for me, I'm really just trying to bridge the passions that I have. I don't want to just do things just for the sake of getting mad views or getting a bunch of people to watch it. Like, I just want to really reach the right people. I don't really care for obviously it feels nice to get a bunch of views, a bunch of likes and a bunch of comments, but I just want to be authentic. Like, I want to live a life where I do what brings me joy, not just getting joy as a byproduct of getting, the quick fix of, man, a bunch of people like this, a bunch of people watch this. Because I could be doing dances. Like, I know how to dance. Like, I do know how to dance. Really could be dancing. I don't know how good it would be. I haven't danced like crazy in a while, but again, I digress. But I think for me, a lot of the times I do things in the fashion of, I just want to be genuinely happy with the things that I put out and I do. So it does hold me back, but a lot of it is just going to the point where I do and try, or I don't want to use the word try anymore. I just keep doing until it clicks, rather than thinking and trying to plan it out, because that used to be my old way of operating. So now I'm really just trying to get into the point of just doing until I can't do anymore. Not doing until I can't do anymore, but doing until I really feel to the point where, like, I've done so much, it's like an experiment. I've done so much research and tests that I've finally gotten to the point where I know, or not I know, I have a better idea of what I want to do. So this little rant is a part of that. But I say a lot of this just to say that sometimes you just have to keep pushing through until you get to the point where you're just like, oh man, like I understand it now, like Lethal Shooter, whatever. But I understand it now, of just trial and error. That's the era that I'm in. I call it the trial and error, like trial and error. So that's really what a lot of these videos are, because I feel like doing something just for the idea of, man, I just want to be YouTube famous, or I want to be social media famous, whatever. Like, after a while, like when you get to a certain point, like, can you sustain that, right? Like, when you get a family, can you sustain the idea of just being, oh man, and not to say I'm not knocking nobody for whatever they do. Like, do what you got to do and know your goals. Everybody's goals are different. Like somebody could be super satisfied with just being, you know, super like in a wide reaching a bunch of people. Like whatever you do is gonna bring you a different result depending on what your goals are, and you have to be aware of that. And you have to be very self critical. I don't know if self critical is even the right word, but just like being aware that your goals over a certain point will change. And I know for me, my goal at the end of the day is I want to be able to, when I do something, I don't want it to feel like a job. Even though everything does take some type of hard work of some sort, like you can't, nothing is easy, or depending on who you're talking to, it's not easy. But anything you do that you feel joy from will at some points take a feeling of effort out of you. I think as far as you want to expand and grow. But I think for me, I just don't want to get caught up in the trap of like doing something that brings me a bunch of views or whatever, bunch of likes and bunch of fame or blah, blah, blah. And then in 5 years or so, I'm sick and tired of doing it because that joy that came from just the recognition just kind of fades away, you know? And I think even like bringing in a family or something like that, like I want to have a family one day. I don't want to just do something that like, oh man, I have to like say, take for example, streaming. Like that looks super dope. Like the life of a streamer seems super dope. Like they get to pretty much just live life and record it. For me, I like, and not to say I'm thinking too far into the future, maybe I am, but like I look at that, I'm like, what does that look like for me when I do have a family, a wife, kids, which I hopefully I can have, and what does that look like? That kind of goes against my goals of like wanting to really just be able to, you know, just live that life of doing things that make me happy. But another part of my goals is to have a wife and family, wife and kids and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what does a streaming life look like for me? In the convenient time now, yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds dope. But my long-term goals, I just see friction there. And obviously I could break that down further, but there's just friction in terms of what I see. But for somebody else, it's like, who cares about the future? Like, let me just do this now and see where it brings me. And maybe I should be thinking like that a little bit more. It's hard to say. I'm not really sure. I don't know really what the right answer is because there is no right or wrong answer. I don't think anything ever has a right or wrong answer, but I just really want to do something that just, I feel like at the end of the day, I could wake up and be like, yo, even if this don't bring me to much recognition, I could have 5 people that watch it. But as long as at the end of the day, I feel some type of satisfaction from it, that's what I want to do. And I'm not sure what really the message is. I didn't really think this out really, but I think the message that I'm kind of getting to with this is keep trying things. So, I said, I'm not gonna use the word trying and I'm using the word trying. Keep doing things, doing new things at that, and just seeing how you react to it. Like your body will know, like your mind will know. Like if you feel excited to record something, go record it. If you feel excited to create something, go create it. Like that's the signals. Like when your body feels there's no hesitation to it, go do it. Obviously, like I said, there's gonna take some effort along the way to expand things. But if there's at least a 60% of just like, yo, I'm really feeling animated or activated to do this right now, go do it. If that joy wears off, reevaluate. But until that joy wears off, just keep trying things. Like, and I feel like what I'm trying to say is I'm doing this YouTube thing like out of that kind of sense. Like something in me is like, yo, go record that video. Like something is telling me there's still that hesitance, but it's less hesitance than there is activation, like energy from it. So I'm continuing to try. Like I don't even like talking to cameras. Like if you know me, you know anybody that's around me, they could tell you, or I could tell you, like I'm a behind this camera, behind the scenes type of dude. Like I've always been. Like I've always even felt like, yo, like I like talking in front of a camera is so awkward. Like that's why I even turned it. Like every video I've made up until this point, I've always been looking at myself. So I turned it. I made a little switch, you know what I mean? I took a little effort. I took a little bit of effort in thinking of like, yo, switch. I even got like from one of my good friends, friend groups. Shout outs to Dre, shout outs to Justin Johnson, shout outs to Bojack. All we call ourselves the marketable people, aka just my friend group. And they've told me like just turn the camera around. Simple fix like that. And I'm just like doing it right now. I'm like, yo, I'm feeling that. Like this is much better. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of took that, and all it took was a little effort to actually sit down and do it. It took me forever to kind of do this. And I don't even know if this thing's recording. Like I should have a mirror. Maybe next time I do this, I'll put a mirror behind this so I can see. But I'm just like, this little fix is kind of what I needed a little bit. So again, just to reiterate the message, I feel like I kind of made this message up on the fly. But it's like, really just doing. When you even feel something, try it. Don't like, you know what I mean? If you feel any type of it could be 1% of I should probably do that, do it. Figure it out late, like figure it out later. You know what I'm saying? I could have sat here and tried to write a script. I could have went on Chat GPT, like, yo, Chat GPT was the best thing to say. I could have edited this out. And like a part of me wants to do all that because I've seen it comes from comparison too, which is a whole nother side note. I'll see other people make things and I'm like, yo, that looks really good. Maybe I should try that. But I feel like a lot of that for me, it doesn't align with my goals. Like I want to do something that really just feels authentic and natural to me. Not to say editing is not natural, but this right here just feels way more natural. Like, and I always say to my friends, I'm like, yo, I'm a ranter. Like I accept that. But at the same time, I don't want to distract from what I'm saying. So that's also another thing that will take me effort to kind of expand what I'm doing. But this is probably the first time I made a video and I don't feel pressure. Maybe it's me turning the camera around or it's just me talking about like real things, not scripting it. Because like some of my videos, like obviously I write things down. This one I ain't write nothing down. I write things down and kind of, I still freestyle, but like this one, I'm really freestyle. Like, I don't know what I'm about to talk about next. But I think that's a part, like, that's the whole message I'm trying to say. It's like, figure it out later. Like, do now, think later. As an overthinker, like I said, I would always think and then do. But I'm trying a new flip. The same way I flip this camera, the same way I flip my mindset of just like, I'm going to do it first and then think about it later. And then obviously in that moment revise. As I said, I might put a mirror on this other side so I maybe know that it's at least recording. And then, because I'd be tight if this wasn't recording this whole time. Maybe, let me check, like, is it recording? Oh, wow. Is it record? Can it see me? Like, how close is this? Should I back up? Imagine it's just like half my head. But yeah, man, I mean, worst case, this is like a practice if this didn't go right. I feel a little bit better because, yo, putting yourself behind a camera is like, bro, this is not easy. Like, especially, I'm not even an introvert. I don't even think, I'm that thing in between. I'm like an ambivert, introvert type. Like, I could be introverted, I guess, but I don't even know. I'm something. But yeah, so what I'm trying to really say with this is like, yo, whenever you feel the urge to do something, go after it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't even try. Get the word try out there. Just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the results oftentimes will shed. If you do things a bunch of times, like forming a habit out of it, after, like, it's like what do they call it? Like the hypothesis. You have to test a hypothesis out. And I know we all learn that because I'm pretty sure everybody has had to learn that in school at some point. I don't care when you went to school, but it's like that hypothesis and then you test it. I don't remember even what it is. You hypothesis, you test the hypothesis. You have to do a few trials and then you could come up with whatever the analysis. I don't even know what the words are, but the scientific method, that's all I remember. Like using that process until you've gone through a few trials or something, you can't say you like or don't like something or it's not for you or it is for you. Like I really have told myself mad times, YouTube is not for you, bro. Stand, like, just do the behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't accept that, bro. I don't accept that. Like, I feel like something in my power is telling me that I need to just keep trying, but like not just keep doing the same old mistakes. Shout outs to Rihanna. She has a good song like about that, something like that. But like doing things over and over until you can finally say like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I've done this like 80 times and I'm just not feeling it. Like maybe you could take a break, and even in that break, I advise you to like, yo, try something else. All right, cool. But if you still feel that something is talking to you about something, or like in your mind or something, like you feel like you should continue, or like something, go with it. Like I feel like your body and your gut will never lie to you. Like if you're thinking about something that's on your mind, like the only way to get it off your mind is to really let it out, writing it, talking it out, or drawing, whatever you do, but let it out, like get that off. But don't be afraid to step away too. Like I don't want this to feel like, yo, just suffer through it. Like make sure you take some breaks and try different things. That's a part of it. Try different things, revisit, spin that block, and you know, just keep pushing at it. And if it works out for you, it works out. If it doesn't, at least you know you tried. The worst thing I always say is like, I'd rather have regret. I'd rather have felt the idea of rejection from like not really something working out rather than regret being like, damn, I should have did that when I could have did it. You feel me? So that's really my overall thing. Like this is a real free flow spirit type talk. I'm gonna talk more to this angle. This is like for anybody who feels shy talking to a camera, not even shy, or just don't like doing it, turn it around. I'm telling you, like that was the biggest advice. Like shout out to my guys, that really helped. But yeah, that's really all I got. So keep shooting shots, and even when you miss, like that should be a indicator to shoot even more, like confirm that it's not for you or it is for you. You know what I'm saying? And even after that, take a break, come back, and see if you feel the same. But that's all I got, man. Hopefully, I can make more videos like this, more long form, because I know that's what YouTube's about, and I'm making a lot of shorts, so I'm trying to make more long forms. But appreciate you watching this. Thank you.